The Titanic's decks once filled with life, but now they are home to shadows. They are the spirits of those who walked there, trapped forever in a voyage that never ends.
And how long do you do it?
What's that? You can do it for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. Yeah. What's that? I'll say you can't film it though.
Oh, is that the secret room?
Oh, yeah, turn it off.
I do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave it behind.
Oh, that secret?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh God, I see why.
Hold on.
Alright.
No,
I guess.
leave it behind.
Well, he can show this part, right?
Yeah, but that's it.
No.
We'll be back.
No.
You can't see this part.
No. Come in.
Oh my God, it's mental.
Come in.
Yo, literally looks like those mummies. Are we just gonna ignore De La Hoya's girl, wife? What is that?
What I found hidden under the floorboards of a 250-year-old house.
It's wedged under the old floorboards. Whoa. It's definitely a book, but they're not like actual pages, they're like really thick. Just so weird.
Let's see what was inside. The book seemed normal at the start, filled with old portraits. But things took a creepy turn the further I went into the book. I noticed what seemed like a very old photo of my house. This is when the pictures took an unsettling turn. The rest of the album is filled with pictures of empty rooms that have an unsettling feeling. A dark shadow appears in all of these photos. I can't help but think what else could be buried under those floorboards. I will search for more hidden items.
So, I'm doing it. So, this is a trading board, and I'm going to... I'm not joking, this is my hair. What do you mean? I don't know. Take it fucking down. Coming out! I'm coming out!
Pennywise, are you down there? Are you... The fuck is that?
Who is that? Who are you? You guys can see this, right?
Who's you?
Guys, WTF.
Oh my god, dude.
This is the dark story behind Hello Kitty, and it's purely horrifying. In 1950, a woman named Akiko lived in a small village with her 6-year-old daughter, Hannah. Hannah was very sick with a strange illness that no doctor could cure. Akiko was desperate to save her child and refused to give up. One stormy night, someone knocked on the door. When Akiko opened it, an old woman was standing there. She looked frightening. Her eyes were wide, and her face was wrinkled like a witch. The woman said, "I know, your daughter is dying. I can save her." Afraid but desperate, Akiko let her in. The old woman set down a small bag and pulled out something strange. A pale doll that looked like a mix of a man and a cat. The doll had a human body, but the face of a cat, and its skin looked like an old man's. The woman began talking to the doll as if it were alive. Suddenly, whispers filled the room, and Hannah started breathing easier. She was getting better. Akiko was overjoyed. But then the old woman said, "I've saved her, but there's a price. Your soul is mine, and your daughter will always belong to him." That night, both the old woman and Akiko disappeared. Years later, Hannah grew up and created Hello Kitty, a pale, mouthless cat, just like the doll that saved her life.
Okay, it's on.
Okay, you got this.
I don't. There's something.
What? You see something? What?
It's moving.
What is he talking? What's moving?
Something is moving towards the fence or something.
What does it look like?
It's tall. It's
an animal?
It's hard to describe within this, but it's tall. Fence.
It's at the fence? What, at the fence? That's really close.
It's here. It's here. Michelle, it's here.
What do you mean
It's here.
It's here.
It's coming.
What? It's coming? What does it mean?
Wait. It has me.
What? It has you? It makes no sense.
It has me now. It has me.
Nick, just snap out of it, bro. Just snap. Snap out of it.
It's telling me that that you're next. It wants you next.
Who? Nick, who next?
What? No.
Nick, snap out of it.
No.
Nick, snap out of it.
What's going on? No.
Dude.
No.
Dude.
What?
Are you there, honey? Open the door for mommy. Yeah. Come out.
like I'm in this.
Did the ghost of this woman try and help solve her own disappearance? I'm True Crime Caitlin, and this is the disappearance of Sandra Hughes. When COVID-19 was declared a global pandemic in 2020, the entire world shut down. People were locked down into their homes, businesses had to close, and many people have vastly different experiences of this time. For Sandra Hughes, she saw this as an opportunity. 54-year-old Sandra had spent most of her adult life moving across America, living in different cities, in different states. She never really put roots down anywhere. Growing up, her dream job was to be a park ranger. She absolutely loved the great outdoors. She was very in touch with nature, but sadly, life didn't take her down that path. She ended up finishing college and then going to work as an accountant. When the 2020 lockdowns hit, Sandra decided that she wasn't going to be quarantining inside of her house. Instead, she was going to take this as an opportunity to go on a very long camping trip out in the wilderness. She was fully trained in wilderness survival, so this is something that she believed that she would be able to do with ease. On the 26th of June, she drove from her new home in California all the way to the Sierra National Forest. She parked up her silver sedan, took out her camping gear, chucked it over her shoulder, and excitedly headed out into the woods. 6 days later, a couple of hikers who were making their way through the Johnson Meadows, a picturesque but dangerous area. Wild animals such as bear and cougars could be found there. While walking through this area, the hikers would notice a campsite. As they began to get closer to the campsite, they would notice that the campsite was in absolute disarray. The tent was completely ruined. There was an empty backpack on the floor, and it looked like the contents of the backpack had just been dumped out of the bag. There was tins of food there was papers, there was documents, there was all sorts. It looked like somebody had just ransacked this campsite, or maybe it had been attacked by a wild animal. The owner of this campsite was nowhere to be found. The hikers would report what they found to the sheriffs, who quickly arrived to investigate. They would rummage around the contents, what had been poured out of that backpack, and found an ID. The name on the ID being Sandra Hughes. They tried to contact Sandra, but when they couldn't get in touch with her, they then tried to contact her family, who immediately upon hearing what the sheriffs had to say, what had been found, they knew that something was wrong. Sandra was not the type of person who would even litter, so there was absolutely no way that she would leave behind an entire campsite the way that she did. She was very green, she was very in touch with nature, and she was very eco-friendly. She would never leave all of that dumped out in the wilderness. After hearing this, the family filed a missing persons report. Hundreds of people, including officers, rangers and volunteers, all pitched in trying to help find Sandra. A huge search was conducted. Police were speaking with other hikers who had been in the area and asked them if any of them had seen Sandra. She was quite distinctive and someone that police thought people would remember, because at this moment in time she had bright blue hair. But no one had. It would be 2 days into the investigation that the police got their first proper lead. Sandra had been spotted. Some hikers who were going through the Johnson Meadows spotted who they didn't know at the time was Sandra. She was wearing a black t-shirt, blue jeans, and she had her very distinctive blue hair, but she had no shoes on and she had no hiking or camping gear with her. She also had a very noticeable bruise on her face. Despite all of this, her having no shoes on, no gear, and a bruise on her face, these campers just left her be. She didn't seem distressed, she didn't call out to them for help or anything like that, so after observing her and seeing her, these couple of campers just went off on their way. It wouldn't be till they were back at the car park that they saw the missing person posters and realised that the woman on this poster was the woman they had just seen in the Johnson Meadow. Police went to the area that the hikers described seeing Sandra, but by the time they arrived, she was nowhere to be seen. The next day, Sandra's silver sedan would be found in the bottom of a ravine. Whoever had been driving the car, likely Sandra, had actually crashed into a tree, and after the crash, the car kind of tumbled down into the ravine. Inside the car, there was no blood or anything that would suggest anyone got injured inside of the car. However, weirdly, kind of surrounding the car was all of Sandra's belongings, so everything that she would have had inside of the car looked like it had just been pulled out and chucked. It looked like how the stuff did back at the campsite, the stuff that had been dumped out of the backpack. As the days and the weeks progressed with no sign of Sandra and no sign of the case moving forward, the investigation had to be scaled back down. It wouldn't be till around about 4 weeks later that the police would get their next proper lead. 2 hunters were driving up a windy, desolate road nearby where Sandra's sedan was found, and they're just driving along when they look up and they notice a woman standing at the tree line. She stands out because she stood at the tree line, but she looks a little bit out of place. She's wearing a flowery t-shirt and some overalls, and she's just staring out into the abyss. Noticing that she had no equipment or anything with her, the hunters pulled over to make sure she was okay, to ask if she needed any help, and as they're calling to her, shouting to her, asking if she is okay and if she needs any help, Sandra continues to just blankly stare into nothing. It was like they weren't even there. Eventually they just left her to it, let her carry on with whatever she was doing, and again, it wouldn't be till they got to the car park that they saw a missing persons form and realised that that woman that they saw was Sandra. They were certain of it due to her distinctive blue hair. What was strange though was that they described Sandra wearing something completely different to what the police believed she was wearing. They thought she was wearing a black t-shirt and blue jeans, but these hunters described her as wearing a flowery top and overalls. So had she gone back to the campsite to get changed? Had she found these clothes somewhere? We don't know. Police were dispatched to the area that the hunters told them that they saw Sandra, but by the time they arrived, she was long gone and left no trail behind. Over a year later, after Sandra's disappearance, a family consisting of parents Jake and Victoria were heading for a day out and were driving through the Sierra National Forest. Having already drove for a little while at this point, they decided to pull over and set up a little picnic in a lovely little meadowy area. As Jake and Victoria are grabbing what they need for the picnic, they noticed that one of their sons, 3-year-old Caden, strapped in the back seat, was talking away to someone, but it wasn't any of his siblings. Victoria turned around and asked Caden, "Who are you talking to?" When Caden, who was fixated, staring out towards the forest, replied something along the lines of, quote, "There's a woman out there and she needs our help. She's lying face down, her legs are straight up, and she's dead." The dad, Jake, would follow Caden's direction into the forest where Caden was adamant that he could see this woman, but when Jake got there, there was no one there, despite how insistent Caden was that this woman that he was seeing was right there. The family wasted no time in turning on their heels and driving back out of the Sierra National Forest. That evening, Victoria logged onto Facebook and wrote a status detailing about the weird interaction that she had had with Caden on that day, writing in the post exactly what Caden said he saw and who he saw, and this got the attention of the police. They contacted Victoria and asked Victoria if they could speak to Caden, and he would relay onto police exactly what he relayed onto his parents, that he had seen a woman, she was dead and she needed help. But what caught the police attention was the description that Caden gave of the woman. She was a woman wearing a black t-shirt, blue jeans, and she had blue hair. They would present him with several photographs photographs of several different women, almost like a lineup, and asked Caden could he point to the woman who he saw was the woman he saw in one of these photos, and she was. He pointed to 3 different pictures that had the woman that he saw, and all 3 pictures were of Sandra Hughes. Had her ghost reached out to him, desperate for help? As of today, Sandra's disappearance is still unsolved.
Hey Dad, what's
Yeah.
over there?
Huh?
What's over there?
Where?
It's right there.
There is somebody over there. They ain't supposed to be in our woods. Who is that?
I don't know.
Do you see him?
Yeah.
What is that? Man, we gotta... Alright, hey, let's go up here and we'll turn around, alright?
Let's go inside. Let's go, Bennett.
If you are inside your home with the lights out, do not look outside your window. Turn on your lights before you look through any window. Do not leave your home if you see a figure outside. Even if he is turned away, do not look at him. Lock all doors and windows before turning off all lights inside your residence. Hide in a small space and call authorities. Do not move from hiding unless you hear an unfamiliar voice. If you do hear a familiar voice coming from inside your home, do not move. He is inside. He is inside. He is inside.
I learned my fucking lesson. So, hey, this is Jorge from Magical Poltergeist. I know there has been a lot of people that has been telling me, oh, Jorge, you should probably back away from the Ouija board, right? But, as you guys can all know, I need answers. I need some information about what all this is going on. So that's the reason why I use the Ouija board. So today, I just want to mess with the Ouija board and hopefully, you know, we get some answers. I know there's not going to be a lot of people that's going to be real upset about this, but yeah, let's do this. Right, guys? Hopefully, and keep in mind, I'm also by myself. I'm a little nervous about this, but hey, let's do this, all right? I was told open a circle 3 times. So, 1, 2, 3. Oh, and keep in mind, it is 12:40 at night, at midnight. So, all right. Is there anybody in this room with me that would like to communicate or would like to have some kind of conversation? That would like to communicate or would like to have some kind of conversation with me? Just please give me your information through this Ouija board, if you can. If that is, that would be very nice of you. If you can, just please start off by first name. If you are here, please let me know you are here by. Oh, it just moved a little bit. Okay, release it tightly. If you are here, please let me know you are here. Bro, you won't even believe this. Hold on. This is not even fake. Hold on. This motherfucker just flew. The glass just came off too. And it's not like it's fucking attached to strings or none of that. But the hell is the lid? Oh, look at the lid right here. Yo, you gotta be, you cannot be playing with me. You gotta be kidding me. And there's no strings on this or nothing. There's literally no strings or nothing. That is crazy. That is why you stay away from Ouija boards. I'm telling you right now, stay away from these fuckers. I learned my fucking lesson. Fuck! Oh hell fucking nah, I gotta go. You guys don't fucking hear that? Oh fuck!
Que bicho feio é aquele? Tá passando. Vai lá. Vai em cima, viado. Vai em cima. Vai em cima. Credo. What the f am I looking at here? What the f am I looking at?
Turn the lights on.
Can you tell us if this place is evil?
Hey, Sabrina, I'm recording this because I never seen, that's one shadow, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 people watching me. I should be out and about. Fuck are my keys, bro? What the fuck is that? What the fuck?
I understand. I'm gonna need you to step out so we can check the residence.
Dang better than